If you're looking for tickets to your next concert or sporting event, be sure to check out SeatGeek. It's super cheap, it's super reliable, and code CS99 will get you $20 off your first order.
So Robert, I'm going to need your help for this one. Go ahead and just select a card. Doesn't matter what card you select. Perfect. You can go ahead and show me. You can show everyone. It doesn't matter. In this case, you have the Jack of Clubs. Now, Robert, what I want you to do is we're going to try and take a mental picture. I want you to go ahead and hold this card face down right there. We're going to go ahead and spread the deck out. And what I want you to do, Robert, is go ahead and take a mental picture right there. And we're going to go ahead and come back to that a little bit later. So, Robert, once again, just for reference, you can show us what was your card. The Jack of Clubs. All right, we'll take the Jack. Check this out. We're going to put it somewhere to the middle of the deck. It doesn't matter where because we're just going to cut it and try our best to lose it in the deck. Now, Robert, I don't know if you've been to Vegas, but what they have there is something known as a sloppy shuffle, and it actually looks a little bit like this. It's pretty sloppy. Basically, you got some cards going face up. You're going to have cards going face down. It's just an effort to make a really sloppy-looking shuffle, and there's nothing really special about it. It's just a very sloppy shuffle, and yeah, just like that. So, Robert, I'll show you here. I have some face-up to face-down cards. Got some face-down to face-up cards. And I bet I could even find for you, yep, some face-up to face-up cards. Now, Robert, you'll see here this card right here, the 8 of Spades. That wasn't your card, was it?
No, that was not.
That was not your card. Now, here, Robert, I'm going to give you the 8 of Spades right now. Go ahead, hold that card right there. And what we're going to try to do right now is a little bit of magic. I'm going to snap my fingers, and we're going to see if we can go back in time. Back to when the entire deck was face down and to where you were holding your card, the Jack of Clubs. Got to flip it over, Robert. Show everybody. That is the trick, guys. I hope you enjoyed this one. Credit to this trick goes out to Jay Sankey. I hope you enjoyed it. Anyway, let's get straight into the tutorial. So, like I said, this is a no setup card trick. It's a really easy one to do as well. So, all you're going to need for this is a simple deck of cards, completely impromptu. So, let's get into the tutorial. So, because it is no setup, because it is impromptu, you can start with a shuffle deck of cards. It's always good to shuffle the deck before you start any trick. It's just going to help reinforce the fact that the entire deck is in a random order and you're not actually setting anything up. So, good way to start the trick there. All you're going to do for this trick is go ahead, have your spectators select a random card. So in this case, let's go with the 6 of Hearts. We'll use the 6 of Hearts for now. So, once they select their card, all you have to do is you actually don't have to do anything immediately after the fact. All you're going to have to do at this point is you're going to say that we're going to try to take a mental picture. You're going to have them turn the card face down. You can have them pinch it wherever they want, and you're going to say, go ahead and just put it somewhere, right? Let's put it right here, okay? What I'm going to do is I'm going to spread the deck face down, all right? And you're going to ask them to create a mental picture right there, okay? And that's going to be sort of the basis of this trick, is that you're going to have the entire deck face down plus their card face down, but they're holding it, and obviously they know that their card in this case would be the 6 of Hearts, right? So that's the basis of this trick. Now, what you're going to do at this point, you can actually go ahead from there. You can show them their card one last time. Make sure they know their card because you don't want them to forget it. In fact, you're actually going to want to ask them at the end of the trick to name their card when they're holding it face down again, and if they don't remember, it's not really going to help anything. So make sure you never want to go about doing a long routine, especially this one is a little bit of a longer trick as opposed to something like the kissing card trick, something like that. Actually, I mean, you could actually span that out to be a pretty long trick, but for the most part, this is a pretty short trick, I guess, as opposed to like a 2-card or 3-card Monty, right? So what you're going to want to do is make sure they remember the value and the face of their cards. So in this case, we're going to go with the 6 of Hearts. At this point, you're going to have to do a card control. Now, you're going to have to do, obviously, a specific card control. One example of a card control that we've taught here on the channel before was where you go ahead, you go through the deck, you have them touch a card. Let's say they touch this card here. And this is actually a really great card control. Let's say they touch this card here. What I do is I take the card that they select, I kind of push it behind the card that's on top of it. I show the card, and then when I come back down, I grab 2. This is a very common card control I teach on this channel. You show the card, you're going to come back, you're going to grab both cards, and you're going to toss it down as if this was their card. This is their card actually right here. You're going to hold a pinky break. You're going to split this top packet into 2, and then they still think this is their card. You put this somewhere into the middle, and their card is actually on the top the entire time. So That's one example of a card control, but that's not going to work because the basis of that card control revolves around having their card in a certain position in the deck. That's not going to work for this trick. What I did for this specific trick was one of the card controls I use all the time. What you're going to do is take their selection, in this case the Six of Hearts. I'm going to put it into the deck just like so, so somewhere in the middle, give or take. And what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to push down on the card just like so, creating a break. So I'm going to create this little break right there. What this break allows me to do is it creates a sort of gap right above their selection. From here, you're going to take this entire top packet that's held by the break and you're going to split it into as many packets as you want. I typically go with 2, so I go 1, 2, lift up on the break at 2, so I'd be 1, lift up on the break at 2, and then the last pack you're going to set down as a whole, and that's going to bring their card back to the top of the deck. You can split it into as many packets as you want. So if you want to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you could do that if you really wanted to. If you think that's a little bit more convincing, obviously that's up to you. Now, just a little fun fact, you can do the same thing and control their card to the bottom in a very, very similar way. In that case, what you would do is put their card here, somewhere into the middle, preferably somewhere near the top. And instead of pushing down, you'll push up. That's going to create a break underneath the card. So their card's up here, and you would do the exact opposite. So once you maintain this break, you would actually, because their card's right here, you're going to set down the entire packet above your break. So in this case, you'd be setting down this entire packet here. So you go 1, and then the bottom packet you can separate into as many as you want. And then from there, that just control it to the bottom. So again, that's just a little skill there that I just taught you guys. So a couple card controls right there. Now, once you have their card on top, you're going to be presenting the sloppy shuffle. Now, you want to do this quickly to the point where they don't really understand what's going on. All the sloppy shuffle is, and I'll show you right here, all you've done is put face down cards on one side and face up cards on the other side. You're not actually mismatching any cards the way you do the sloppy shuffle. Because all that's happening here is you're going to peel off some cards, grab it, flip it over again. So you can see here all the face-ups are going together. Now the face-ups are going together again. So really, you're not actually shuffling it. It's just a really interesting way of making it look like you're just mismatching the cards and putting them in random orders and random places. In reality, you're really not. So that's not going to matter. Now, what you're going to do is as you get closer to the end of the pile, because their card's on top, you're going to want to stop when there's 2 cards left in the packet. These 2 final cards here, you're going to want to stop with this card here, and then obviously their card's underneath. You're going to take it, and you're going to put it on top of the face-down card. So right here, you want to end off just like so. You're going to put them right there. So a lot of people, to most spectators, they're going to believe the entire deck is just in a random order. You're going to have random face-up cards, random face-down cards. In reality, all you have is face-up to face-down, and then you have your 2 cards on the top. What you're going to do is you'll see here there's a natural break in the middle. Now, this is where the cards split, okay, because obviously the orientation of the cards. Most of the time when you have a deck of cards, it's naturally curled downwards. You can see there's a slight curl there just because of the way people handle cards. So typically they're going to arc in a certain direction. So when you have it in opposing directions, it'll create a little break. What you do is you start from the bottom. You say we got some face up to face down. Now you go somewhere towards the top. You got some face down to face up. And then you go into the middle, you're going to grab that break, and you can say we have some, you're going to find that perfect break right there. It's going to be tough, so if you want to, before the trick starts, make sure you arc the cards a little bit more. So in this case, we have the cards right here. What you're going to do is you're going to show the face up to face up, and then you're going to turn your hands just like so. But what you're going to do at the end is you're going to sneak it by taking the bottom packet, flipping it face down, and turning this one over. So in reality, you're going to be in this sort of situation here. You're going to be going like this, and then at the end, you're going to go like that. Okay? What that does is going to make the entire deck now face down, except for the 2 cards on top. You're going to say, hey, the 6 of spades, that's not actually your card. What I'm going to do is get a break under the 2 cards here. Say, okay, no, it wasn't. Flip it over. Now you go back to the mental picture. They don't think that's their card. Go back. Say, check it out. The whole deck is face down, and you're holding your card one last time. That was the trick, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. And anyway, this is Card Shuffler 99. Peace out.